כמובן, כמו שאמרת קודם, בסייבר מנדי, ב-CEO, אחרי כל הסוף שבוע של הקניות. נמצאת לי כאן דינה גולדמן, שהיא מייסדת ומנכ"לית של חברת מחקר בשם מספר, שזה חמוד מאוד אגב. אבל מה שמעניין, חוץ מהמספרים שהיא תביא לנו כאן היום, בכלל נדבר על התופעה עצמה. הייתם חושבים שבעולם השיווק והמחירות והאסטרטגיה, מחקר זה ממש בבסיס של כל תנועה, כן, תאגידית וכאלה. כשזה מגיע לעולם הדתי סלש חרדי, זה לא ככה בדיוק. ואני יכול לומר לכם גם כן, בתור מי שעבד עם מגוון של לקוחות מהמגזר, זה לא כזה ברור מאליו שגם עסק, לא משנה הגודל שלו, ילך קודם כל לאיזושהי פעילות של מחקר בשביל להבין את השוק שלו, הקונים שלו. זה לא קורה, בדרך כלל ככה לוקחים gut feeling שכזה בשביל להבין לאן נושבת הרוח, ואומרים אוקיי, נלך. אבל דינה באמת זיהתה את ההזדמנות, ולפני מספר שנים ייסדה את חברת המחקר, והצליחה להיכנס לתוך המגזר, ובעצם להנחיל בהם את הגישה הזו, שכשעושים איזשהו משהו אסטרטגי, עסקי, קודם כל הולכים, בודקים את המחקר, כי זה רק יכול להיות לטובתם. אז ברשותך אני אעבור לאנגלית. דינה, thank you so much for being here this afternoon. It's great to have you. And we're now out of the holidays. And did you celebrate Thanksgiving Thursday at all? Market on any level? Okay. So and that is an interesting dynamic, because also I know back in Israel, and a lot of viewers don't, Thanksgiving seems like, yes, it's a very American type of celebration, not necessarily religious at all. And so it sometimes comes across as really odd when religious families sit down with a turkey for a festive meal. But you didn't just say, yes, it's like that. You went and looked at the numbers. You actually researched it. So you have a very unique panel that you go to year-round to kind of check the pulse on a variety of topics.
Yes.
And you decided for Channel 10, thank you very much for that, to check a few aspects.
Yeah.
First of all, culturally, what did you find about the approach and tendency?
So culturally we found 14% to celebrate Thanksgiving. And that's not, I thought maybe it would be just maybe modern Orthodox, but no, it was like a mix. People who self-identify as Yeshivish, Litvish, and even Hasidish, and then a bunch of other things. So 14% said
they do go and celebrate in the market.
Thanksgiving dinner, celebrate it. Yes.
That's very interesting. And then a lot more of them, though, leave the Suda, leave the festive meal, and head to the second part of this whole weekend, which is the buying and the whole retail extravaganza.
Yeah.
And you unearthed really exciting numbers that you actually compared to the national stats as well.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit what you found about this last holiday weekend.
Sure. So what we found is on the national average, the study that was conducted by the National Retail Federation.
NRF, yep.
They see that I think it's 63% are planning to shop, and they already know what they're going to shop and about how much they're spending, which is high. And I found from our study that actually even higher in the Orthodox community, 82%.
So 82% in the sector, the religious/Haredi sector, indicated that they have intentions to shop.
Yeah.
Versus the 63 national 63% levels.
Correct.
All right, so we do take into account that they have.
Yeah.
And then you found really interesting aspects in terms of what they were looking for, where they were looking for, and how much they were looking to spend. I think the national average was, and again, it ranges between who you ask. There's Adobe, there's Salesforce. There's like $1,300 average per consumer.
So the Deloitte study said about 1,595. The NRF said a little lower, like around, I think, 890. And ours was 634, something like that.
$634. So
lower.
You're the research. What do the numbers tell you when you find something like that? What does it tell you about the religious household in terms of their intentions? If they spend less, it's not that they have less.
Right.
Necessarily.
No, I don't think that it's they have less. I think people look out for the sales, and we love a good deal.
Yes.
But it's not like the end-all be-all, you know? There's a lot of local shopping. There's, you know, a lot of the local sites that people shop at are not necessarily offering such great deals. We saw that 80% are planning to shop on Amazon, so they're looking specifically for Amazon finds, and then a bunch of other, a little bit of Walmart, Target, Shein. Yeah, exactly. So I think that people are looking for it, and they're going to shop, but it's not like the only season, the only time they're shopping.
So is it fair to say that among the religious households, we shop all year round anyway?
All year round. We're coming off, what do families spend on the Chagim, right?
Yeah.
That's our major season, Sukkot and Pesach. And then this is like, okay, a little bit before Hanukkah, so we're shopping for gifts, but a lot of the spending is done, first of all, throughout the year, and then there's other peak seasons for us.
And that's so interesting because that really unearths some of the dynamics that are within the religious sector. So you said that most of them flocked to Amazon, looking for it deliberately. What did you find about supporting local businesses?
So nationally, it was very strong, the local support. I think they were at like 80% said it's very important for them to support local businesses. In our study, wasn't that, it was, I think, 51%, like much lower local shopping. It's interesting to note that the local, like, business Saturday, Small Business Saturday, right,
doesn't exist
on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't really exist.
So, yeah, so there isn't such a strong focus. And, yeah, a lot of people are looking to spend on clothing, electronics, toys. What I found interesting, which is what we're seeing also in the national survey. But what's interesting in the other two categories that were really big in the national was gift cards.
On the national level.
Yeah, and health and wellness. Yeah. And these two were really small in our Orthodox.
Wow.
I think
what does that tell you?
Well, gift cards, I think, is just not that big of a deal. People will give more a gift, like they're buying something specific. And the health and wellness, I think we know that, the community is a little bit lagging behind.
We don't have time. We don't have time for that, I think. And on the gift cards, I guess we just give cash when we want to give someone.
Yeah, Hanukkah geld,
Yes, Hanukkah geld. So tell me, very interestingly, though, you also unearthed the demographics dynamics that are a little different than the national level on a really big scale. It seems that our youth versus the same age group nationally don't care as much for shopping, or are they spoiled or something? Are they buying all year round also? Or
I don't know. Actually, it's a good question. Or their parents are buying it.
Yeah. Oh, maybe the parents buying it for them.
Parents buying it.
Or they don't have access to devices.
Also,
could be.
I mean, well, these people do have access. So that's how they took the survey. I don't know.
Interesting. Speaking of devices, you also touched on AI.
Oh, yeah,
what did you find? What did you find?
So we asked people if they're going to plan to use AI when shopping, like searching for good deals.
And we just talked about it before. Actually, a huge surge this year in the use of AI for consumption purposes. So what did you find?
So nationally, there was like 33%. So it's not
increase
super high.
Of 33%, I think, or 33%.
33% plan to use AI to help them find deals and direct them where to go. By us, it was lower. I think we're at 19 or 20%. But still, I was proud. I was like, okay, that's pretty good.
And that brings me to talk a little bit about broader Mispar mandate. Because, again, you have the pulse over the sector. You try to unearth different dynamics across different aspects and topics. Tell us a little bit about what Mispar does year-round.
So year-round, we work with many different brands, organizations, product developers who want to have an understanding of the Orthodox consumer, because it's a very different consumer. As we see, just this is an example, but in many areas, like our lifestyle is just very different. The family life, the chagim, the finance, everything is very different. So if you're trying to create something for this community, you really need to understand who they are. So we work with a lot of nonprofits. We work with brands, companies that want to. Either they're inside the community and they need to engage the community, they need to understand what's going on, either they're seeing a slump in sales or they have an opportunity or whatever it is, or brands outside of the community that know that this is a very maybe not so big, but very powerful, whether it's politically very powerful, or, you know, we spend a lot more. We a much more luxurious.
Year-round, as we talked about.
Year-round. So we work with all of these different companies and brands and agencies and organizations that want us to conduct research and get a better understanding of this demographic. So we'll do surveys, interviews, focus groups, all of these kinds of things. And I love people, and I love the community. I think it's just fascinating, a fascinating subset. So within our panel, and sometimes with different like journalists, we'll look at interesting things, you know, like whether it's mental health, or shidduchim, or salaries, or even aliyah.
Yes,
you know,
that's
like
fascinating. So you do work with Israeli entities as well.
Yeah,
especially
sure.
over the last 2 years. And lately, if I understand correctly, revolving around aliyah, you found a few really interesting numbers about intentions and sentiment. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we conducted, I want to make aliyah. So it's something that's, you know, I'm curious about it. And I felt that there's more talk about it, more interest. So we conducted a survey in our panel to see, I wanted to check out if I'm correct. And we saw that actually 50%, half, said they really want to or have very clear intentions to make aliyah. We did see that came from more what we call out of town, like not the tri-state area like New York, New Jersey. It was more, whether it's Miami, Chicago, LA, you know, spread out. And definitely, and I thought that it would be more because of anti-Semitism, like that would be the strongest reason, and that was not what we know. People said more for spiritual or religious reasons they want to make aliyah. They feel that they will be more connected, more in line when they're living in Israel.
That's fascinating. So it seems like there's a lot going on and that there's openness among the sector to actually contribute their opinions, their views, and their status. That's great because it's really helpful, especially, again, both in the business sector and the nonprofit sector. And I know that the Israeli, the whole connection between the Israeli economy and the U.S. economy is coming closer and has come closer over the past 2 years. So that's tremendous. I do wish you tremendous success.
Amen.
I do hope that, you know, and again, anyone who wants to tap into the religious community through, of course, strategic research, there is a way to do that, and it's working very well. Thank you very much for joining us today. אפת, חזרה אלייך. אני למדתי המון, ובאמת הרבה מאוד נתונים שהם מספרים סיפור שהוא דינמי מאוד ומתפתח.
אתה יודע מה אני למדתי, נתי? אני ראיתי את הטבלות וראיתי שהאורתודוקס לעומת הנשיונל, אז הם לא קונים מתנות, וזה כנראה הסיבה למה היית פה 4 פעמים בארץ ועדיין לא קיבלתי סוודר אחד מטארגט, נתי. אני כל כך אוהבת שאתה ספיצ'לס היום, באמת. עכשיו תשובה ותגיד לנו אחרי זה, נתי קץ.